Okay, I'm going to show how to create teams using the random team generator. Um, and this can be useful for doing team project work, various things, communication, etc. So within my course here, I'm going to go to the Manage tab, and I've just got about 8 students, I believe, enrolled in this course. You create teams under the Teams link here in the Manage tab, and as you can see, I have no teams at the moment. If you want to create just individual teams kind of manually, you can use the Add a Team link. But what I'm going to show is how to use the random team generator to create multiple teams at once, randomly assigned. So when I click that, there's a few things. Looks a little overwhelming, but it's really actually pretty simple. First of all, it's the root name of the teams to be generated. What it means by this, if I, for instance, use the word discussion 1, it will then create, if I say 5 teams, it'll have discussion 1, 1, discussion 1, 2, discussion 1, 3, etc. So it's the root naming for the team there. I'm actually going to use discussion A. I think that'll be a little simpler. Then I can specify, if I want, the number of teams to create. So in my case, I'm just going to create 3 teams because I don't have a lot of students. Additionally, if you have a large group, if you don't want to specify the number of teams, you could say, create as many teams as you need to by selecting that one, but make sure there's at least so many on the team and no more than however many, and then it will create as many teams as needed. But in this case, we're going to do exactly 3 teams. Next, you select who within the course do you want to have them be selected from. Normally, that's going to be students. So it's already selected here, so this means it's going to select from students, put them onto 3 teams. Okay, and then you select from what group, another subgroup within the team or within the course. If I say entire roster, again, it's going to look at everyone in the course. What the other way to do this is let's say you want to make sub-teams. So you've already got a team of half the class called Team A, and you want to randomly select people from Team A to go into Team A1, Team A2, Team A3. Then you can say from selected teams and pick which team to pull those students from. Again, not the case in this example, so I will select from the entire roster. Okay, so again, all I really did is I created the root name, number of teams, we're doing students, and from the entire roster. We'll click Next, and what you're going to see is, again, it took my root, discussion A, and then it added -01, 02, and 03. It took my students, I had 8 of them actually, and it randomly assigned them to different teams. And at this point, if I want to accept this, I simply say Generate Teams. I do have the option, though, to change someone. Let's say that, I really don't like this setup here. We're going to move this student to Team 3. Just like that, we moved them, so you have a little bit of control before I actually create the teams. And let's go ahead and generate teams. There we go. It's a good idea, I think, before you leave this page to either print this out or you could select them and do a copy and paste, because it's not really easy actually to see your team setup later of who's on what team. So that's kind of a nice thing to do, is just save that information. Now if I continue, we'll see here are my 3 teams created, and I can use them however. Now before I leave this, let's say that you want to, let's say you do this before classes start. So it took everyone on your roster, but then you had someone else add the class. Okay, you can go you could manually go in there and add users, remove users, but what's easier, I think, is to go to rebalance generated teams. So when I do that, I select this set of teams, so it already knows I had one that was created with the random team generator. I'll say that one. And what it does is it pulls up our current membership. It shows everyone in the class. Notice that it's including instructors. That's convenient, so you can see it does this. But if I had a new student add the class who was not there previously, they would show up here. And I would let's pretend Tobias is that person. I would select Tobias and say move to, pick which one to send him to. We're going to send him to team. Of course, it's not working. I think it's not working because he's not a student, and I said only to do students. No, it worked. Sorry. Send him there. Put them back that way. So this is a way then you could quickly kind of rebalance the team if you had something happen with drop and add or after you've initially created them. And when I generate, again, now we should see 3 in each team.